ನಭಸ್ಪರ್ಶಂ ದೀಪ್ತಂ, ಟಚ್ ದ ಸ್ಕೈ ವಿತ್ ದ ಗ್ಲೋರಿ. ಈ ಘೋಷವಾಕ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಂತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಣೆದುರಿಗೆ ಬರೋದೇ ಆಕಾಶದೆತ್ತರಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾರಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾದಂತಹ ಸೇನೆ ವಾಯುಸೇನೆ. ಆ ಏರ್ಫೋರ್ಸ್, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಏರ್ಫೋರ್ಸ್ಗೆ 90 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಗ್ಲೋರಿ ಇದೆ. ಅಂತಹ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದಂತಹ ವರ್ಷಗಳನ್ನು ಸಾಧನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತಹ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಏರ್ಫೋರ್ಸ್ 91ನೇ ಆ್ಯನಿವರ್ಸರಿಯ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಇಂತಹ ಸುಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಏರ್ಫೋರ್ಸ್ನ ಸಾಧನೆ, ಅದರ ಹಾದಿ, ಅದರ ಗ್ಲೋರಿ, ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಏರ್ಫೋರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಸೇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯ ತರಬೇತಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಸಿದ್ಧ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಏರ್ಫೋರ್ಸ್ನ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಏನು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ವಿಶೇಷವಾದಂತಹ ಅತಿಥಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬನ್ನಿ ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಅವರನ್ನು ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸೋಣ. ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಏರ್ ಕಮಾಂಡರ್ ರತ್ನೇಶ್ ಗುಪ್ತಾ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, AFTCಯ ಕಮಾಂಡೆಂಟ್. ಸರ್, ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು ದ ಶೋ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಪ್ರತಿಮಾ.
ಸರ್, 90 years of glory. It's a proud moment actually, whole India, for power, patriotism, the way the Air Force is working. 91st anniversary we are celebrating. In this time, when you look back, Air Force, the glory, the 90 years, how you feel, sir? How do you explain the glory?
So, when we started somewhere in 1932, it was this 8th October we came into being. There were hardly 4 aircraft and 19 Hawaii Sepoys, and a very small Royal Indian Air Force was born. And then as we proceeded from there, subsequently we became independent. Indian Air Force was born, and the rate of progress, the rate of development thereafter, we never looked back. The result is today we are the 4th largest Air Force in the world.
Yes.
And one of the most potent and formidable force.
But the journey is not that easy, I'm sure of it.
Absolutely.
So, as you say, from there to here, the strength it's growing.
Yes.
So, how do you explain, sir, the kind of the steps Indian Air Force has taken, the support from the government, and the support from the people of India? So, how is it been?
When we say Air Force, it's a complex machine which we operate. Okay. The platforms are complicated. They are all technology driven. A good Air Force is the one which keeps itself abreast with the technology. This is what we have done. We have been upgrading our platforms. We have been upgrading our systems. And we have been very rapidly advancing in technology. Any new technology, emerging technology which comes, we are there to exploit it and make the equipment much more potent day by day. So I think that technology adoption and quick changes, transition, that is what Air Force has done. And that is what the hallmark and the key area of Air Force has been.
Yeah. We are celebrating the 91st anniversary, 8th October. Why 8th October, Air Force Day? Is there any significance?
So, as I told you, 8th October 1932, we came into being. A very small unit.
The existence.
And from there, the journey of Indian Air Force started. And broadly, we look back, as you were also talking about how we have evolved. We can, this whole time between 1932 and now we are sitting in 2023, 91 years, can be divided in some major time zones as far as Air Force is concerned. 1932 to 1954 was a time when that was the bloodiest time. World War II was going on. And some of the Indian pilots, ace pilots like K.K. Mazumdar, they have shown the world how good we can be. They participated in World War II. Then there was 1948 campaign in J&K especially. So till 1954 we were into evolution, and 1954 our first Indian Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Subrata Mukherjee took over. So that was one part. Second part started 1955 to 71. Now this was the time where we had other campaigns. Bangladesh war was there in 71, 72. That disturbance was there. 65 there was one campaign which we had to, and Air Force kept evolving during that time. Thereafter comes 80s and 90s. These were the 70s, 80s, 90s. We started upgrading our inventory. MiGs played a very vital role. MiG induction, MiG 21, MiG 23, 27, MiG 29. We also went further upgradation of the existing inventory as well as procurement of new platforms. From 90 onwards is until the present has been the steepest in adoption of the adaptation and adoption of the technology. Here, upgradations have taken place. We have also got into a lot of indigenization. ALH has come, then Tejas has come.
Yes.
Su-30 we have started.
There we shows the Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Yes. So that was this is the phase where we are shifting our focus towards self-reliance now.
But if I go back to Air Force role in Kargil War, 1999, it was considered as a milestone in the history. If you can just recall those moments, the importance of Air Force and the role of the Air Force, it's really, we were seeing that.
So that was the time when mobilization took place at that scale after a long time. But Air Force was very active, and at the right time we got involved into. The most important thing was our aircraft could perform at that height, 5 kilometers altitude, 5.5 kilometers altitude, and we took care of our national interest, and we were the Air Force played a very crucial role in Kargil war because of our helicopters, our fighters who could perform at that altitude.
Yes.
So that was another lesson learnt from Kargil war.
Yes, the victory says it all, the role and the importance and significance of the Air Force. When I look back, I just want to say my viewers what you are explaining in Kannada. ವೀಕ್ಷಕರೇ, ನಾವು ಗಮನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ನಾವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಯುಸೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಏರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಹೇಗೆ ಸಾಗಿ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು. ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಕಾರ್ಗಿಲ್ ವಾರ್ನ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಪಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಪಾಡು, ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಒಂದು ರೋಲ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಆ ಸಿಗ್ನಿಫಿಕೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಅದು ಏರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ನ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಇಡೀ ಜಗತ್ತಿಗೆ ತೋರ್ಪಡಿಸಿದೆ. ನಂತರ ಆದಂತಹ ತಾಂತ್ರಿಕತೆಯ ಬದಲಾವಣೆಗಳು, ಹೊಸ ಹೊಸ ಏರ್ಕ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್ಗಳ ಜೋಡಣೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಬಲವನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಸ್ತಾ ಸಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಏರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ನ ಬಲವನ್ನು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಹಾದಿ ಸುಗಮ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದರ ಎದುರುಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಸವಾಲುಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆ ಸವಾಲುಗಳನ್ನು ಎದುರಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಸಿದ್ಧ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಮಾತನಾಡೋಣ. ಸರ್, ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಏರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ಆಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನಿಂಗ್, ಏರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ grown, but still what it is needed, what is now needed for the Air Force, do you think?
So as Pratima, the technology goes ahead, we need to keep up pace with the technology, and we also need to keep pace and innovate the ways how we can protect our national interest, be it the aircraft, be it the radar systems, be it the missile systems, surface to air missile systems, surface to surface missile systems, how we communicate with each other, how our aircraft communications are secured. Those are the things which are very highly technology driven. We are growing into our own indigenous content now. We have our own EW system, electronic warfare system. We have our own missile systems. We have our own platforms now. LCA is coming on a big way. And we are also getting into a lot of production. So I think the next stress is on this part.
Okay. Talking about this frontline fighter aircraft operated by IAF. If you can just tell us about
So, as I was telling, 1990s onwards, we have got into upgradation and acquisition of new platforms. Today, we have Su-30 MKI, which is a very potent aircraft. We have our indigenous Tejas, which we have started operating now. We have Mirage 2000. And we have Rafale now. Recently, we have got into our inventory, which is one of the most effective air superiority aircraft.
Most talked of.
Yes, most talked of, and most potent. That is more important. It's a multi-role aircraft with which can give you air superiority. Simultaneously, you can use in the defensive as well as offensive roles. Very reliable, and so these are the aircraft which are in the front line in multi-role. Then we also have MiG-29, which is performing very well in the AD role, air defense role. We have a good fleet of helicopters. We have our own advanced light helicopter, which is manufactured indigenously. So that is another addition from indigenous sources. Recently, we are in the process of acquiring C295, which is a medium lift aircraft. And the best part is that a few are coming from outside, and most of them will be produced in India.
Yes. Tell us about Rafale aircraft is the most, as I told you, it's most spoken about it. But still, we should want to know the capability of the Rafale aircraft with respect to
So, Pratima, when we talk about fighter aircraft, a fighter aircraft has to have good speed, maneuverability, agility. It should have electronic warfare system with it. It should have good sensors with it, which can sense the threat coming from outside, external threats. It should have a good targeting system. It should have a good communication system, which should be encrypted, and which only the pilots or the ground friendly forces can hear, no one else can hear. All these things are available in a Rafale aircraft. That is what a Rafale aircraft is about.
Yeah, that makes the difference.
That makes a difference. And all above this is very potent weaponry available.
Yeah. If we come back to our own Tejas LCA, so tell us what are the capabilities of Tejas, how best we can utilize the Tejas.
So Tejas is another platform which is in a very similar category of a multi-role aircraft, which can be used for defense as well as offensive role. It is a supersonic aircraft. Most of the items are developed within the country, which is the best part in it. Now it is being productionized by HAL.
Yeah.
So the production capability is there with us. Maintainability will be there in this because the maintenance is within DPSU, Defense PSU only. So that way, all these characteristics which should be there in a good fighter aircraft are all there in that.
Okay. So what is this fourth and fifth generation aircraft we'll be listening to? So what is that difference between that?
So yes, so it's lot talked about fourth generation, fifth generation, third generation. Some people, they've started talking about sixth generation.
Yeah.
And the capabilities which should be there to classify varies from there are OEMs, there are forums, they define it separately. But one coherence which comes in is that all these generations are generation of the fighters. When we talk about, they're all technology driven. So a more stealthy aircraft, which is a stealthy aircraft which cannot be detected, which is very hard to detect, is a fifth generation aircraft with a very high speed, high agility, with good sensors inbuilt to detect the threat, a good system to guide it to the target. The better is the technology used, the higher is the generation.
That's
So we can say that most of our aircraft are 4.5 generation, and we are also in the process of developing 5th generation.
Yes. But where do we stand, sir, when we look at the world? Of course, we are fourth largest. But in terms of technology,
So,
do we have to procure more?
So procurement will always be a continuous process, because it's the procurement is also to replenish the inventory.
True.
The aircraft which are to be phased out, they phase out, and you will have to we have to find the replacement. So that it's going to be a ongoing process that procurement will continue. But as far as we're talking about the capability,
Yeah.
we have our aircraft where we have certain capabilities which are 5th generation capabilities. There are certain capabilities which are not there in any of the platforms or aircraft available in this region, which makes us equally potent and maybe far more potent than any 4.5 or 5th generation aircraft.
Yeah.
We have that kind of inventory.
That's wonderful, sir. But when I look at AFTC, the training college, you are heading that. So AFTC, what is AFTC? How do we get to know about AFTC? Who and all can join AFTC? What kind of a training we get there?
So Air Force Technical College is the college where the ab initio training of all the engineers who are inducted into Air Force. The ab initio training takes place at AFTC. Engineers from various disciplines from the civil side, they are inducted into Air Force, and they are transformed into aeronautical engineers by Air Force Technical College. The college has a very long history. It started somewhere in 1949, and since then we have around 15,000 officers have passed out. Not only Air Force, we also used to take care of Army officers, sister concerns, naval officers, officers from DRDO, even Air India officers. Initially, when they didn't have a training institute, they were trained at AFTC. So this is what AFTC is about. One is the ab initio training of the engineers, and at the same time we also do certain periodic training for the in-service officers. Like for example, officers at 4 to 5 years of seniority, the engineering officers, they come back for a small course. So those kind of courses also we conduct, and this goes on periodically. So mainly Air Force Technical College is the aeronautical engineering training.
Okay, so what would be the curriculum?
So normally the ab initio course is 1.5 years at present. First 6 months the basic militarization training is done at Air Force Academy, which is in Hyderabad, near Hyderabad. Thereafter, the trainees, they come to Air Force Technical College, and they are trained here in 2 stages, stage 2 and 3. The stage 1 takes place at AFA, and after 74 weeks of rigorous and disruptive training, they pass out as aeronautical engineers from AFTC. So during this time, various systems existing in Air Force, the technology which is existing in Air Force, this preliminary education is given to how to maintain, what is the maintenance in Air Force, what is the maintenance philosophy. Those things are taught to the trainees.
Yeah, it's a technology era, so it keeps changing. The inventions will happen. So those things are all, studied in this AFTC. How is it? I mean, how best way the new things, new technology is incorporated?
No, that's a nice question. So when we talk about engineering and when we talk about technology, it's highly dynamic. It moves on, and it is the development is at very fast rate. The curriculum at AFTC, we take care of the emerging technologies, the modern technologies which are coming in. For example, we cover neural networks, artificial intelligence, we cover drone technology, how drones can be used in different ways. Emerging technologies are all there in that curriculum.
I heard that
in the syllabus.
AFTC collaborated with the Indian Institute of Science as well.
Yeah.
So how best it can be
So
utilized?
that is the part, Pratibha, where we are. AFTC is collaborating with academia. Academia is very important because the trainees are coming from academia finally, and we need to utilize the potency of the academia to share certain projects. So recently we have signed a MOU with IISc where we are collaborating on certain projects, and they will be helping us in certain things. We will be interacting with them on certain projects of which are important for Indian Air Force, which can be taken up, combined jointly. Our people, their people, they can work, utilize the facilities at Air Force Technical College, utilize the facilities at IISc, and do something for Air Force.
Coming to achievements, what are the major achievements of Air Force Technical College at a training establishment?
So, Air Force Technical College was awarded President's Color in 2008. So we are of that stature. We were also awarded Best Ground Training Establishment in 2021. 1992 was another milestone where the induction of first course of women officers took place at AFTC.
Yes.
So that was another achievement. And now at the juncture, almost 30% of each course, each batch which is coming.
Yeah, I was about to ask about the women officers' role.
Yes.
So if you can just elaborate it, sir, how best it is utilized.
Every course we have engineers, around 30% of the course strength is women trainee officers. They are engineers and they are performing as good and at some places much better than male trainee officers.
Yes.
And we are proud of that.
Yes.
Very strong presence. Till now we would have trained around more than 800 women trainee officers in the engineering branch.
That's wonderful. That's empowering.
And maybe a equal number goes in the other branches also.
But to understand, what are the roles undertaken by these engineering officers in IAF?
So basically the engineers are to maintain and to ensure that the asset, the platforms, the aircraft, the systems, they are maintained in such a way that at any time we are ready for all the contingencies. So maintenance of aircraft, first line servicing, second line servicing, that part is taken care in the field. Third line and fourth line servicing is carried out in the base repair depots. We have our own base repair depots. In certain cases, we take help of HAL. But whatever is done in Air Force, so far as the maintenance part is concerned, is looked after by the engineers, the aeronautical engineers who go through Air Force Technical College.
Yeah. And we take very much pride in this all made in India, Atman R Bharat. So what are the initiatives undertaken by the college or the institution towards this?
So another important question where we are emphasizing now at this time. First thing is that in the curriculum itself, there are certain exercises, there are certain projects which are essentially to be undertaken by all the trainees, which are under the Atmanirbhar theme. They have to study, research, come out with ideas. Certain ideas are implementable within the curriculum, and those we do. Others are long term, which may take some time, and course after course it continues. For example, there is a tabletop exercise which is undertaken as to if you have to indigenize a particular setup, how should we move about, how should we go around. So such exercises are included, they are part of, and there are some very good products which have come out from the as part of the Atman R projects from the trainee officers.
And there are steps being taken to involve them in the initiatives or the innovations happening at this moment?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So, on an average, I can say that every course which passes out every 6 months, 4 to 5 such projects are coming out. Projects, ideas, they come out. Some of them are fructified. Some of them take time to fructify. But it is a key area for us.
Okay. So, in a warlike situation, every nation or every Indian wants to know that where do we stand, sir? How well we are ready or equipped?
So, every now and then, Air Force has proven itself. And I must assure that we are always there and we will always be performing more than what is expected out of us. Air Force is fully involved. Not only are we there to take care of the security part, but also whenever there is a requirement, for example, disaster management is there, humanitarian assistance is there. There was a flood in Srinagar and we were the one who were there. There was a flood in Kerala, we were there. There was a problem in Uttarakhand, we were there. So, be it the contingency or otherwise, Air Force is always standing with the nation.
That's
And
wonderful.
we will always be in the front.
ಎಸ್ ಯಾವತ್ತಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ವಾಯುಸೇನೆ ಸಿದ್ಧ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಎಂತಹದೇ ಸಂದರ್ಭ ಬರಲಿ, ಎಂತಹ ಪ್ರಾಕೃತಿಕ ವಿಕೋಪಗಳು ನಮ್ಮೆದುರಿಗೆ ಸವಾಲಾಗಿ ನಿಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಂತಹ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಸ್ತ ಚಾಚೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಸಹಾಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸದಾ ಏರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಸಿದ್ಧ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಎನ್ನುವಂಥ ಅಶ್ಯೂರೆನ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಭಾರತೀಯನಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಂಶಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿದ್ಧ ಆಗಿದೆ ಏರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗಳು ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸರ್, if we come back to the again the aircrafts and all, what is the need of the force? I mean, to accomplish immediate commitments, what do we need now? What kind of aircrafts or what kind of assistance is required at this moment?
So, at this moment, at any moment, you fight a war with whatever you have.
That's true.
And whatever you have, it is not only the machine. Equally important is the man behind the machine. If the man is well prepared, well trained, well motivated, I think we are ready for anything and everything at any time.
Oh, wonderful. These foreign fighters dominate Indian skies. That's what we hear. Is it correct?
So, now I was giving the example. LCA Tejas.
Yeah, we have Tejas with us.
Yes, we have Tejas and the fighters, and then Su-30s which are flying here are produced in India.
Correct.
By HAL. ALH is produced by us. Prachand, the combat helicopter, is produced by us. So, I mean, we have an equal share now and the share of this indigenous content is increasing day by day.
Wonderful. If I want, I mean, if any youth want to join Indian Air Force, what are the requirements, sir? How much training, of course, it's needed. So, basically, if a person wants to join Air Force, what are the qualities he or she should have?
So, Pratibha, here the Air Force, any person who would like to join Air Force can join either as for pilot duties or for ground duties. For becoming pilot, you have to go through NDA. So, there is a separate UPSC exam which is conducted for entrance for NDA. If someone wants to join through NCC, there is also a provision. If C certificate is completed, then they can also join Indian Air Force as pilot. And there is also a direct entry which goes on, for which graduation is required. there is some minimum marks requirement in 10 plus 2 and the graduation. For engineers, the person who's coming for to join engineering should be an engineer with at least 50% marks in physics and maths in 10 plus 2 and engineering degree. That is mandatory. For engineers, there are two different sub-branches. One is aeronautical engineer mechanical, another is aeronautical engineer electronics. So for mechanical, there are certain engineering disciplines. From there, a person can come to and join as a aeronautical engineer mechanical. And there are certain other engineering disciplines which are required to join as aeronautical engineer electronics. So, but for both the cases, for all the ground duty, the person has to undergo and give an exam of AFCAT, Air Force Common Admission Test, which happens twice in a year. That is the first step. It is a written exam, online. Once they qualify through AFCAT, then the second stage comes as SSB, which happens 2-3 months down the line after AFCAT qualification. In the SSB, if the Service Selection Board, if he does perform, then there is a medical exam. And once all these stages are crossed, then he'll get the letter to join Air Force.
That will be the proud moment for any youth for that matter. But what is the scenario, sir? Are youths interested, or are steps being taken to attract them towards the Air Force?
So when I talk to the youngsters who are joining us from engineering college, and many of them, they do they work before joining us. IAF is in a high demand outside. IAF is in demand because of one thing is it gives it's little challenging because of they come to learn some new technologies which are not easily available outside. We also have a good standard of living. Air Force offers a very good standard of living and very high level of challenging task to engineers especially. That is the advantage that many of the engineers, they are preferring Indian Air Force now.
So your experience, if you can share with the institute.
So it's been 30 years in Indian Air Force. I have done tenures in extreme east part of the country, extreme west part of the country, extreme north part of the country.
Felt all the weather.
And south. So from heavy rainfalls to very high temperatures of Rajasthan to very cold temperatures of north, Leh. And today I'm sitting here with you.
Oh, that's wonderful, sir. It's such a nice thing to be part of such an institute which protects us. With high regards, we look up to Indian Air Force, of course. But the mental strength which we need for this, to be a part of such kind of institutions, how can we prepare ourselves?
First thing is whenever any person enters into Air Force, then Air Force does that part to make you strong. So that ab initio training, for example, Air Force Technical College, we take care of how the training is so rigorous and it is so well aligned that the physical toughening, the mental toughening comes automatically. So someone joins us, we take care of making that person tough enough. For Air Force.
ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಏರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದ್ರೆ ದೃಢ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಬೇಕು, ಒಂದು ಛಲ ಬೇಕು, ಒಂದು ಗುರಿ ಬೇಕು. ಉಳಿದಿದ್ದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಏರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಸರ್ ಅದನ್ನು ವಿವರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಈ ಏರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ನ ಭಾಗ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ವಾಯುಸೇನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ದೇಶಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಹೋರಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂಥದ್ದೊಂದು ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನು ಗಿಟ್ಟಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸರ್, ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಲುಕ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ this 90 years of glorious period, when we look forward, what is ahead, we don't know. If you can just say about the future of Indian Air Force.
So, most important is how fast are we keeping pace. Whole concentration is that side. We are into a lot of upgradation. We are into a lot of innovation. The sensor systems, the communication systems, they are getting modernized. We have good platforms which are coming in. New designs are also taking place simultaneously, so that looking forward, it should not happen that after 10 years we start designing or thinking about.
Yes.
That process is also already on. I think, and once we are into that, it automatically takes care of that. We are always keeping pace with time, or we are little ahead of time.
Yeah. Touch the sky with glory.
Touch the sky with glory.
Yeah, that's wonderful, sir. Thank you so much for taking time and explaining and giving us more strength and assuring that yes, we have Indian Air Force with us, so we are all in safe hands. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. Jai Hind.
ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್ ಸರ್. ಎಸ್ ವೀಕ್ಷಕರೇ, ವಾಯುಸೇನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯ ಅವಕಾಶಗಳಿವೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದ ಕ್ಷಣಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೀಗಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಭವಿಷ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟುವಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಸಾಥ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೂಡ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯೋಧರಿಗೂ, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಏರ್ಫೋರ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಬಿಗ್ ಸೆಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನೇರ, ದಿಟ್ಟ, ನಿರಂತರ ಸುದ್ದಿಗಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರಿ ಏಷ್ಯಾನೆಟ್ ಸುವರ್ಣ ನ್ಯೂಸ್.
ಇದು ಏಷ್ಯಾನೆಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತಿ.
ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಏಷ್ಯಾನೆಟ್ ಸುವರ್ಣ ನ್ಯೂಸ್.